What's going on, everybody? I had a viewer request that I make a video talking about what I use in PVE activities. The last video that I did talked about what I use in PvP, specifically for comp, with weapons, loadouts, stuff like that, and why. So I'm going to try to give you guys a very brief overview of what I use for PvE. This is more of a beginner to like intermediate kind of conversation, because anybody who's been playing the game long enough will know that everything I'm talking about is going to be the meta for PvE. So keep that in mind as I'm going through this. But without further ado, let's get into it. So I always ask myself, what am I running? Is it a Nightfall? Is it a Strike? Is it the Raid? Whatever. What's needed, whether it's a burn like Solar Arc, whatever, or if I'm running the Raid, do we need a melting point? Things like that. The main one that I end up running is the Sunbreaker Top Tree class, because the ability Melting Point or Hammer Strike. So when you smack a boss or an enemy with this, you get applied with a debuff, and it buffs everybody's damage for 5 seconds. And then the super for this is hammers, right? To pair with this, I always choose the Hellfire Heart, exotic chest piece, because you get an improved recharge rate of solar abilities and an even better recharge rate when your super is full but not used. So if you're holding on to your super, you get your grenades and your melting point ability back very quickly. A good example of that is when you're fighting the first encounter in the Last Wish raid. Every time she teleports around the center of the room, I have my melting point up by the next time it's damage phase, if I don't use my super. So there's that. And I will pair that with any combination of guns I'll go over in a little bit. But depending on the guns I'm using will dictate what armor I use. So for example, if I'm using a shotgun, a Kindled Orchid hand cannon, and 1000 voices, I'll have on a helmet that gives me enhanced ashes assets, so grenade kills give more super energy, shotgun reserves, light arms loader to help out the hand cannon reload, fusion rifle scav. This comes with a special ammo finder, enhanced dex shoddy boots, and a hand cannon scavenger perk, and then a shotgun scav perk as well. Now, I run a lot of scav perks only because I feel like heavy ammo finder kind of doesn't work in PvE like it should. Maybe it's just, a wash between a scav perk and the heavy ammo finder, like brick drop rate, but I end up running scav perks for PvP, so I just end up transferring those over into PvE. So this is what this would look like. If I'm going into the Last Wish raid, here's my guy. If I need to run Arc, I will always run Bottom Tree, because you essentially keep getting super energy back as long as you keep getting kills, and I will pair that with the Insurmountable Skullforward helmet. So the roll that I have here was the roll I could get from Zur like 3 months ago. So what you want to look for is the hands-on perk. So you gain bonus super energy on melee kills, and then kills with arc melee abilities trigger health regeneration and restore melee ability. So as long as you're punching things, you're getting super, you're getting health, and you are getting your punch back. So if you're running around like a freight train, on Bottom Tree you can use this. Another good option would be Middle Tree for the Ballistic Slam ability. So I use this a lot in Gambit, where I'll be running, I jump in the air, by the time I'm in the air the enemies are shooting at me, taking damage, I slam down on them with the punch, killing them, proccing my health regeneration, and giving me super energy, and I just keep doing this until I get my super, then I super, dropping orbs for my teammates, etc. So there's that combo. And then the last one would be Sentinel Titan and the Ursa Furiosa gauntlets. So with these, move faster while guarding while the Sentinel shield is active, and then guarded damage converts back to super energy. So I pair these gloves with Middle Tree Sentinel Titan, because as my shield is up, enemies can shoot through my shield this way, and they do more damage, and then I'm taking all the damage that would be given to them, but it's transferring back into super energy, and you just keep that cycle going. So that would be the big three, right? The big 3 perks, the 3 combos, whatever you want to look at it as. But let's say you don't have those. Well, what do you run instead? I'll give you an alternative that I would use if you don't have those. So if you don't have Ursas, I would run Doomfangs. If we read the description here, so avoid melee kills give you super energy, so if you're running around punching things, you get your super energy. While Sentinel Shield is active, melee kills recharge your shield throw, and then it'll extend your super on hits. So you punch something in your super, you get a shield, you throw it, you get a kill, it extends the super, and you keep that chain going. This is more of like an Ad Slayer build. If you don't have these, Syntheseps. Pretty much if you don't have any of these, but you have Syntheseps, run Syntheseps. You have more punch range, more melee punch range, and you get extra super damage when you're surrounded. So they're a solid choice, especially if you're running mid or bottom tree Striker Titan. As you're running around punching things, you're not going to be getting your health and your super energy back, but you'll be crushing pretty much everything in your way. And one other thing I want to touch on is, let's say you don't have the Hollowfire Heart chest piece. This other chest piece is the Heart of Inmost Light. This is a highly underrated chest piece, at least I think. I don't see that many people running it. But if I ever got a good roll on this, it might, keyword might, replace my Hollowfire Heart. So if we look at the perk here, so using an ability, Grenade, Melee, or Barricade, empowers the other two abilities. Empowered means abilities have faster regen, melees and grenades do more damage, and barricades have more hit points. So you throw your nade, and then you go and you pop your shield. The grenade is recharging faster, and it's also going to do more damage, which then buffs your melting point ability. You go melting point something, now you're getting your grenade and your shield back faster, grenade's doing more damage again. You keep cycling that with a helmet that gives you enhanced ashes to assets, so grenade kills give you extra super energy. You can see how that combo would play out. Very powerful build. I think this one would be number one. This one would be a very, very, very close second, just because of the ease of use here. So that's abilities and armor. Again, I just pair whatever perks I have with whatever guns I would run. As far as guns, keep in mind that every gun is going to be different. Everybody has different preferences, what they like, what they don't like. Some like scouts, some like pulses, some like hand cannons, you know, whatever. So these are the roles I go for. You'll see a common theme throughout them. And, you know, these are my go-to choices for these activities. So, number one, Kindred Orchid, Outlaw Rampage. Doesn't have to be a Kindred Orchid. Pretty much any hand cannon that comes with Outlaw Rampage, any gun in the game that comes with Outlaw Rampage is going to be a PVE beast. I have the curated role of this. I essentially lost my mind last season trying to get it. Ultimately, I ended up coming back to this gun just because it's so easy to use. I don't have to worry about drop mag. I mean, it's just a solid gun. I got a backup mag on there, so there's that. And then I'll pair that with a shotgun, and then whatever exotic or heavy weapon I want to run. Let's say I need to do some solar damage. I will usually go to the right side of wrong that I have. Again, Outlaw Rampage. This one has a Rampage spec. You would want on PC a little bit more range and stability, but a good combo there is good. This is essentially a go figure in the energy slot. And an honorable mention would be the Recluse, a PvP pinnacle weapon that is actually ridiculously OP in PvE just because you melt every single thing that comes towards you with a major spec. This gun's insane. I got a friend of mine's already got like 16,000 kills on it. It's insane. So let's say I don't want to run an energy main weapon, okay? We'll go back to like year one loadout. You can run a Duke, Outlaw Rampage. This one has ricochet rounds and a range masterwork. This one is a god roll. However you look at it, I mean, you could throw this in PvP, whatever. But this is an amazing gun, very easy to get. Common drops throughout the world. You can get them literally anywhere. Duke 44. EP shotgun has been nerfed multiple times, but it's still viable. If you don't have the EP shotty, let's say you've been doing some raiding, you've done the Scourge of the Past raid, the fusion rifle, Tempered Dynamo, backup plan, and Rampage is an outstanding option. Not as effective as a shotgun in my opinion, but it's still pretty good. Another gun that I use is the Long Goodbye. I actually got really lucky with this roll. This is a Nightfall specific sniper. I can't remember the Nightfall off the top of my head. If you guys can remember it, please put it in the comments down below. But if you have extended mag on this sniper, plus 4 times a charm, and then a backup mag. So you have 7 rounds naturally, but if you keep hitting crits, you keep getting 2 rounds returned in the magazine. Eventually you can have like 11 bullets in this magazine. It's like an energy weapon version of the Whisper of the Worm. Doesn't do as much damage obviously, but it's still an outstanding sniper. I use this in quite a few things. I just got it so I don't have that many kills on it, but this gun is awesome for Gambit, things like that. What else do we got here? I mean, that's kind of it. The Mindbender's Ambition could be a good energy weapon. As far as kinetics go, you can run, either a Go Figure or a Blast Furnace. Mine is what I would deem to be a god roll for PvE, so Feeding Frenzy, Rampage, Accurized, the Myron RDS Sight, and a Stability Masterwork. If you don't have this or you don't want to grind for it, whatever, you can just go get yourself a Go Figure. If you get lucky on the drop, you can run a Service Revolver Hand Cannon. I just got this bad boy, super excited on this. So you can kind of just play with whatever you have between the 2 slots will be what you pair with the other one. When it comes to heavy weapons, it's going to be the same things you see everywhere. I put all the meta ones here that I could fit. So you have Thousand Voices, Thunderlord, Whisper, Sleeper, Darcy, Anarchy, all these guns. They just fit whatever I'm doing. If it's Arc Burn, Solar Burn, whatever. What I like to run, etc. All of this stuff is very subjective. I know you guys all have different roles you like out there, but these are the things I use for PvE. The last thing I want to touch on is the mobility, resilience, and recovery breakdown. For PvE activities, again, it's just preference. I don't really feel like you need that much mobility in PvE, but what ends up happening is a lot of the gear that I have is PvE or PvP oriented, sorry. So what ends up happening is I have a lot of mobility, a decent amount of resilience, low recovery. Ideally, it would be like mid resilience, high recovery, just because you're constantly taking damage and you don't want to wait every 5 seconds for your health to come back. That's going to be subjective. Some people love high mobility because they can strafe around enemies. Some people love high resilience. So when it comes to this, I wouldn't worry about this too much. Just mess around with it, see what you like, and then go from there. The Ghost Shell, have that just kind of give an accent to whatever you're doing. This Ghost Shell I have here, I get Gunsmith Telemetry on energy or elemental weapon kills, Vanguard Scanner, Crucible Scanner, and a Nessus Scanner. So this is kind of a one-trick pony. It does literally everything for me, and I almost never have to take it off unless I'm in the Dreaming City, where I'll use this to help me find the little Barian bows, whatever you call them. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think. I tried to keep this as quick and consolidated as possible. It's a lot to go over. There's a lot of different options out there, a lot of great ways to play. I covered maybe 20% of them. Let me know what you guys run, what's your favorite thing on the Titan, the Hunter, Warlock, etc. I love to hear those things. I love all the support you guys have given me. Please hit that like button. It helps me out greatly. Subscribe if you like content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.